Hello.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Yes. Parking the vehicle back with it.
Yes, I can, yeah. Yeah, that's right, yes. Good morning, Nick. Well, as you know, Lord Manchester moved from his position on PM or the evidence that he did last week. But the deal today, the investment announced today, £150 billion. This is a seriously big package of investment. This is a real boost of confidence in our economy. And it's a fantastic deal to announce. It's a fantastic set of investments right across the country. Can I talk a bit about some of the investments that we're going to make? Well, as I said, he was removed from the position last week, and I don't know any further details beyond that. Well, it's a deal which is being announced today, the deal which has been signed this week. The Prime Minister is signing the tech partnership. We're announcing all this investment, the deal around nuclear energy. There's a huge number of aspects to the deal which is being announced today in the partnership between the US and the UK. But as I said, the issue with Lord Manchester was dealt with last week. So I don't know. I haven't been in the rooms as these deals have been constructed. I'm seeing what the benefit for the British people is of these deals, and I'm seeing what the benefit is going to be in terms of investment across the country. Can I give you an example, Nick, of some of the investment we're talking about? Yeah. Okay. So, for instance, there's a US company called X Energy. They're going to be working with Centrica, who are British Gas, and they're going to be investing in up to 12 advanced modular reactors. That's the small nuclear power reactors. Now that's going to be near Hartlepool, is where they're going to be made. This is going to produce enough energy for 1.5 million new homes, 2,500 jobs, billions of pounds added to the economy. That's the kind of investment we're talking about. There's a lot more investment in the 150 billion, but I just think that's a good example to bring home to people. What does this really mean? When we talk about these huge numbers, it's obviously a huge vote of confidence in the economy. People want to know what it means for them. So when we're talking about investment in different parts of the country, Hartlepool, I just mentioned, when we're talking about energy, we're talking about jobs, we're talking about a better economy, that's what this really means for people in Britain. So look, some of this will happen almost immediately, and the rest will happen over the next 10 years. So this is obviously a really big chunk of money, a really big amount of investment, £150 billion. Some of it will happen very, very soon, but some projects that are ready to go. Others are longer term investments over the next 10 years. Well, what we've done as a government is made sure that we are fighting for the British national interest at every turn. And what the Prime Minister has done with Windsor Castle is built on the long-lasting, special, strong relationship between our two countries to get a deal to make sure we're getting more investment from the US and into the UK. That is about championing the British national interest and getting invested with the British people. And it's for all of our benefits because we've got more jobs and investment here and it makes people better off. Well, we accept where we are in terms of Brexit having happened, and we need to make the best we can to find ourselves in. Now, we found ourselves in a situation where we go to the US, and actually, I think we've done fantastic job to find this there is a move in
Yeah.
Well, what he's right about is that we use a lot more energy in this country to support a lot of new technologies as well as existing industrial processes and of course family households. Now, one of the things that we've spoken about was the advanced modular reactors, the small nuclear power reactors, and that's those 12 power reactors I spoke about produce energy from 1.5 million new homes. And part of what we're announcing with the US is a deal around accelerating nuclear energy. So nuclear energy is a really important part of the mix for making sure that we're energy independent and bringing down bills in the long run. And what the deal does is it takes Well, our energy approach is focused on nuclear, wind energy, solar energy. We're not planning to increase our reliance on fossil fuels. Part of what we're doing is moving away.
Hello, breakfast. Yes, I can.
Well, that's not our intention, but we've not managed to move to renewable, independent energy sources.
Lovely, thank you.
No, but I accept it's intensely frustrating, and there is no one more frustrated than us in government. Siobhan and the Home Secretary, has expressed their frustration very clearly, and she said, look, we're not going to let these vexatious last-minute attempts to frustrate
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Deportation to happen imminently. The Home Secretary is going to be fighting these challenges every step of the way, standing up for the British public in court, because we want this deal to go ahead. We want these deportations to happen imminently.
You found he's not going to cut his hair.
Yeah, I've seen him on Instagram. Is it until they've won 3 games in a row? 5 games in a row. That's literally that's it. 3 man in my style. Never going to work. I'm a Liverpool fan.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
You're so jazzy.
Including last night. How about you? They're on the out. Owned by Disney.
Yes.
Sustain this deal.
You're not going to be frustrated by the
Really?
Do you think I should put the microphone literally straight on? Oh, of course, you're not. So this is not being used at all.
Just holding
No.
it.
Hello, can you hear me okay? We've changed the mic. Let's see if it's better.
Well, that's shocking. Just say, I don't know the detail.
All right, teaser's the same, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I mean, playing okay this season. We keep that night.
Okay.
We're going to draw or lose some games soon. But,
Yeah, you're right. I'm hearing the story for the first time, but what's really crucial is to make sure that we have an asylum system which is secure.
It's higher. The camera higher? Brilliant, thank you. Thank you. Well, I thanks, but thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, there you go. They lost in the league.
Have from a certain angle. Sorry. Remember what? Sorry?
QR code.
I will do my best.
So I actually think it's
Yeah, they look
it
rubbish
hasn't
against
happened under this government. My understanding
They
is
look
that
rubbish
it's
against
a
Arsenal
previous
as
government,
well. Forest.
but they introduced the relationship with this organisation. That's not something this government has been involved with. That's my understanding of that. You're talking about advice being given out by this charity, and my understanding that advice is not being given out under this government. It was a thing the previous government was involved in. I think they, I don't know if it's something they're trying to back us on, but they might also be called maybe they got it. Maybe they weren't aware of it. Maybe they were not delivering.
From pomp to politics, the Donald Trump has been put in the best possible mood by that incredible greeting from the royal family. Will it help to get us a better deal, perhaps on steel? And how is that press conference going to go when there's potentially some very tricky questions coming their way?
Keir Starmer will welcome President Trump here to Chequers as yesterday's royal bonanza gives way to talks on trade and foreign policy.
No more grand than your average Premier League footballers.
Oh yeah, I see, yeah. Probably a bit classier.
Buckingham Palace.
Hello. Yeah. Sounds great. Thanks. The sot is in the second answer, right? Yeah. Thanks. That works. Of course. Yeah. Cheers.
God. Good morning. Yes, we are all hovering here, tons of media, because the US President will arrive at Chequers, the Prime Minister's country home, later this morning. Of course, he had the most incredible time, didn't he, at Windsor? Those photographs of him stood beaming from ear to ear with the King and the Queen, and him saying that it was truly one of the highest honours of his life. So all that to put him in the best possible mood for conversations here, talks about trade. The government very keen to trumpet this £150 billion of US investment coming our way, lots of it to do with AI. Of course, we don't know what we're going to have to give in return for that yet. Also, of course, the thorny issue of steel and aluminium tariffs. We expected those to have gone by now. It was announced months ago. They're still at 25%. They seem to be stuck there, but Donald Trump did say, but just before he got on the plane the other day, I'm into helping them. So they will be hoping. Number 10 have just told me there are still negotiations ongoing about those. Also, they'll be talking about Ukraine and Gaza. They would like, the government would like much more movement from Donald Trump on those. And then, of course, there will be the press conference, and I think that really is the moment of peril for the Prime Minister. He's had a very, very rocky couple of weeks. He will want it to go well, but Donald Trump, let's face it, loves the cameras, loves to freewheel. You do not know what he's going to say. And there's a couple of things that I think could prove very tricky. Free speech is one of them. MAGA seems to be very concerned about free speech in this country. That could be tricky. And also, of course, the E word. Jeffrey Epstein. Only last week, the Prime Minister was forced to sack our US Ambassador Peter Mandelson over his links to Epstein. There's also awkward questions for Trump that he does not want to answer. I think it's a dead cert that will be raised, so that could be very difficult this afternoon. We will have a snap analysis of the state visit on our GB News newsletter. To get that, just scan the QR code on screen or go to gbnews.com/news-newsletter.
As you say, a 25-year-old Eritrean man has managed to block his removal at least for 14 days so that he can provide evidence that he is, as he claims, a victim of modern-day slavery. A little earlier on this programme, we asked James Murray, who is the Chief Secretary to the Treasury, about this. Well, the government has intimated strongly that they planned all week to get flights taking off for France. That clearly hasn't happened so far. They will hope that this appeal gets fast-tracked and this particular Eritrean man can be sent to France. But more generally, this has become a test, I think, of the government's competence on such a fraught issue, which of course bedeviled their Conservative predecessors. And, are those flights going to take off this week? Well, the government still says so. It's Thursday. Cheers. Thanks. I'm assuming I'm not wanted by the channel because all the way through that, it's quite distressing. The channel was playing a clip of my 7th hit. No, I wasn't hearing it. No, I just mean I could see my own mug down there. Have you got a picture? Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Thank you. Cool. So, same at 9, yeah?
Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. I hope there might be anything about what it sounds like any speakers.
Hello again, Nick. Should I say hello again? Can I say hello again? Hello again, Nick. Yeah, that's right. So a former Labour councillor has been charged with blackmail and 5 communications offences in relation to a total of 85 victims working within politics in connection to the Westminster Hindustan case. Oliver Stedman, he's the former councillor I was just talking about. He's 28. He's been charged with 1 count of blackmail in relation to alleged unwarranted demands for the telephone numbers of up to 12 individuals and to faces 4 other communications offence charges. Communications offence charges in relation to 4 other victims relating to the sending of alleged unsolicited indecent images. So today's charges yesterday. Yesterday's charges come up with so-called Westminster men aged between 18 to 20 years old, some men aged between 18 to 20 in and around. Is he going to be before 9? Yes. Okay. Sorry. That's right. The messages often claim that this person, that the person out you're trying to met the person they were messaging before even intended. In some cases, after the person began.
Callum, have you been messaging Caroline pictures? Yeah, I know. Spy. it's so windy. But does it look like it's sort of flying all over the place again?
Yes.
No, it's a legally contentious lie. If I fuck up, I could ruin entire court case. So, doing it straight. No pressure. Thanks.
Shit like that? I mean, might not get you, but
Okay. Well, I've got nowhere to go next, so I'll just be there.
I've spotted any of my colleagues yet, but Robert Peston is going to us. I'm sure he'll be able to serve you last more. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm like the
Should we film my social media afterwards? I don't know what to say.
Do go back with me.
Yeah, I just want to be like, let's work that.
It's like supposed to be behind the scenes Chequers, but obviously I don't think it's really. Yeah, yeah.
Camilla.
Morning again, Nick. That's right. So a former Labour councillor, as you say, has been charged with blackmail and communications offence in relation to a total of 5 victims working within politics in connection to the Westminster honey trap case. So the former Labour councillor's name is Oliver Steadman. He's 28 years old and he's been charged with 1 count of blackmail in relation to alleged unwarranted demands for the telephone numbers of up to 12 individuals. And he faces 4 further communications offences charges in relation to 4 other victims relating to the sending of alleged unsolicited indecent images. So this charge has come after the Westminster honey trap scandal, where some men aged between 18 and 40 years old in and around British politics received unsolicited flirtatious messages from 2 members, purporting to be someone called Abby or someone called Charlie. The messages often pretended that Abby or Charlie had met the person they were messaging before, and in some cases, after the person replied, they would then receive a sexually explicit photo, and then in some cases, those people reciprocated those photos. The then Conservative MP, William Bragg, he resigned the party whip in April 2024 after saying he'd given the phone numbers of fellow MPs to a man he met on a dating app. So, Mr Steadman was a Labour councillor. He resigned in May of last year, a month after his revelations came to light. He's also suspended as a Labour member after the party was notified of his arrest in June 2024. And he is set to appear at the Westminster Magistrates' Court on Monday, the 3rd of November for a first hearing. Yes, Nick, that is correct. Yes, last year. Very good moment, Nick. I don't know what to say.
along then back over there straight away.
Yeah, exactly.
Look. The beast isn't actually there. It's just like, you know, support vehicles.
Gary, but obviously we didn't come in, I did over.
Right. Which one are you doing? Yeah. So yeah, I've just one down there, camera side, lighting it here. You've got so yeah, we normally black. Yeah. We find it takes so much space.
Yeah, I just went there. I was going to set that out. I saw it go. So I got stand still. I'm not ECM in there.
Well, there are two ECMs there.
Oh, the bag. Oh.
So the reason wildlife and also tends to take away slide.
Okay.
So you could potentially use it like a little bit better. My understanding is wildlife and not food, so we don't need to worry too early. Okay. The plan was the wildlife is all the same, but they don't seem to do it. So you use whatever might be best to do.
Probably put ECMs on, to be honest. Unless it's going to get really silly busy. Morning, John. You alright?
Yeah, how are you?
Well.
There's only one set of calls coming here. Oh no, there's two. They're one.
Okay, so one been two though. Yeah, they're good. Headset to ECM, so to the bag. Yeah. Are you using them or are you? No, you've got some. Yeah, that seems fine. I'm hoping Gary does, yes. Hello.
Are you doing Gary?
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome. Hello. What would be our issue here is set back in the law. So what we might do.
And if I stand on those penny cases like here, so he knows if he goes back, it's exactly maybe. Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got down the line on
No, and I wasn't one on it either.
put that like that. They ain't going to get no tea, so they can't have it. They ain't going to work. He's not here yet.
You can put it off the radio mic to rough maybe perhaps. I think the same.
We've got this.
Yeah, no, that needs to go over the bigger fluffy so it won't have. That might go back. No, neither case had any. That one and there, that was it. Take off the radio mic control. Yeah. Yeah, I just need that on the headset then, really. Sorted. That's this morning, bit. Busy or? Yeah, breakfast in it every hour, a new belt.
Yeah, no, it's just last what we're doing. Usually you're not
Thank you, Chris.
and I don't think you're going to get a signal.
Yeah, got it.
Well, there we go.
Tell you what, grab that one. Yeah, there's too much over here, both of them. Take one off there.
Only one, yeah, you say one now. I'm not expecting guests just yet. Well, it's very, very, very loose. Yeah, it's a loose enough. Alright, I'll just have it facing up.
There's a tiny bit of gap in support around it. Perhaps you'll get my show then.
I'll risk it, I'll just point it
It
up.
will be mean that people get nervous about.
I'll try and see what parts are in it. It's not out of track. Stay in the hotel?
No, I drove from home this morning. Yeah, I was kind of over the hotel. A little bit nicer. It's what I get that way. It's streaming all day long. So I'm kind of really not to really get in. Drive all the way to Asylum. Drive all the way here. Morning, hey! Nice to see you. You too, mate, you too. You've been at Windsor yesterday?
No Windsor.
Oh.
How about you? Were you there?
No, my first day on shift today, so I'm driving for today. No, I'm missing them. I'm doing nights. I'm missing all my weekends taking nights at the moment, so. I did 1 or 2. I did all 3 last year, so by the last one it was a lot. It was almost overkill for me. Yeah, but
Yeah, you were the early Cambridge guys.
yeah, I was. So going nice.
Fine, you didn't tell me at the time. You've got a year's amnesty now.
Well, that is close access, isn't it?
Oh, you've got a little stairway to go down there, look at that. It worked. Oh my god. I've seen aerial photographs of from that side, the orange room. Sorry, look at the side. Just there, sorry. Come over, sorry. Which year is right?
Just to let you know, it's quite close.
Yeah.
It might be a bit loud, so just make sure that you can hear properly
Okay,
and all
right,
of
yeah.
that, okay?
No, yeah.
We talk to Minister, please. So Darren should talk to himself.
Hello. Yeah, very well, thanks. Hi, yeah, I can hear you, yeah. Cool, thank you. Sure. Great, thank you. Thanks.
Oh, yes, yes.
Just noticed there's a whole second building down there. That's what I mean, like a sort of wing.
It's like kind of orangery.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. Sure. Great, thanks.
So Keir Starmer will welcome President Trump here to Chequers as the royal bonanza is followed by serious talks on trade and foreign policy.
Good morning. Well, you're right that today is going to be about the £150 billion of investment coming from the US to the UK as part of the deal and part of the work the Prime Minister's been leading with the US. And I think it's really important to emphasise what a big package of investment this is. It's a real vote of confidence in the UK economy and in our country. And it will make a real difference to people's lives by creating jobs in different parts of the UK and making people better off. Can I give you one example of the kind of thing we're going to be investing in? There's a US company called X-Energy. They're going to be working with Centrica, who own British Gas, to invest in building up to 12 advanced modular reactors. That's small nuclear power reactors. Now these 12 reactors will create energy for 1.5 million homes, 2,500 jobs, and add billions to the economy. So it's a really important thing. That's going to take place in Hartlepool, bringing jobs and prosperity in that local area. But there will be investments right across the UK. So we talk about big numbers, 150 billion, and it is a huge number, but it makes a real difference to people's lives. Well, look, I hope that the press conference will focus on the investment in the UK, which has been delivered as part of this state visit, because there's so many Well, look, it's up to journalists to work out what they want to ask at the press conference later, but there's so much to talk about when it comes to the deal that we've done with the US. It's not just the headline £150 billion and all the different ways in which that's going to be invested. There's also a nuclear deal to make sure we can build nuclear power quicker. There's a tech deal, which means that we can use things like AI and quantum computing more efficiently to have medical breakthroughs to help tackle cancer and create new drugs. There's so much people can ask about. It's up to journalists what they ask about later, but there's a lot to talk about in terms of what we've achieved with the US this week. So some of this investment will happen almost immediately. Some of them are ready to go, in the coming weeks and months. Others will be over the next 10 years because we're talking about obviously sizable investments here in long-term projects. So it depends on which individual project exactly when the investment is delivered. But what we know as a government is that a lot of families across the country are finding things tough right now, which is why, whilst at the same time as securing this investment and putting our economy in a better place, we are also taking action right now, boosting the national living wage, extending the £3 bus fare cap, extending free school meals for more children. All of that can help people now, but what we need to do over the medium and long term is to get the economy in the best place, which is why this investment in our infrastructure, in our jobs, in our local communities is so important. Well, look, it's intensely frustrating,
Exactly right,
and I know that the Home Secretary has expressed quite how frustrated she is at this, and we all are as government ministers frustrated by this last-minute attempt to thwart what we were trying to do to stop people being deported. We're determined for the deportations to begin imminently. The Home Secretary has explained how she will be standing up for the British public's interest in court and fighting this every step of the way, because we want these deportations to go ahead imminently, and that's what she will be pushing for to make sure that happens.
But also on foreign policy, where perhaps there will be a bit more tension, certainly on Ukraine, but also on the Middle East, where the UK is likely to recognise a Palestinian state in the next few days. That is something Donald Trump does not think the UK should do. Did he say so at the press conference? Well, it just kind of
there's been a huge amount of work over the last year when the former Home Secretary was in her position, whether that's getting the Borders Bill, getting that introduced in Parliament and beginning to take that through and get that into law, whether that's closing hotels for asylum seekers, whether that's negotiating deals with the French and so on. We've now got Shabana Mahmood as the Home Secretary, and as you can see, she is saying, as a result of what's happened in the last few days, she won't stand for it. She's intensely frustrated by it, and she's going to do everything she can to fight it every step of the way.
Deal with France for the first time, being able to send at least some people who've arrived in school bags back to France. And this week there was meant to be a kind of regular drumbeat of people being removed to France on flights. Well, that hasn't happened so far. The government is appealing the High Court's decision to give at least 14 days for an Eritrean who was meant to have been sent to France yesterday to prove that he's a victim of modern slavery. And a little earlier on the programme, we asked a Cabinet Minister, James Murray, about that.
Well, I think really, to be honest, what has happened in this case makes a mockery of our laws and of our country's generosity. I think, as I understand it, this individual has decided, they're a modern slave at this late stage, despite having never mentioned that before. And as I say, it's a mockery of our legislation and our modern slavery, which is important legislation. But what this person's done doesn't take that seriously, and that's why the Home Secretary is so determined to take this head on and make sure these deportations can go ahead.
about what you said on breakfast earlier. As we heard, Freddie James should have said he's over there.
Yes, I have. Thank you. Thank you.
Merci. Hi, sorry, yes.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. So lovely to see you, and have a lovely, lovely day.
Thank you.
It's not a PA thing.
It's not PA. It's the BBC.
Well, it is. Right, how it works.
No, we're.
I tried to speak a bit more quietly while James was doing it.
We're just,
But you don't know how it works.
jammed together. Sorry.
Henry, I think you should just come into the live.
Can't really mute the state broadcaster.
That's all right, guys.
Huh?
That wasn't bad. The LBC was a problem.
I'll head over to
Yeah, that's probably hang out there. Send me those things that arrive. Yeah.
Well, the government incredibly happy with this £150 billion investment by US companies coming our way over the next few years. A lot of that in artificial intelligence. Of course, what we don't know is what we are going to have to give in return. But the government say that this is a big win. It's a record-breaking sum of money. But look, the whole purpose of this state visit, the pomp, the pageantry yesterday, is to put Donald Trump into the best possible mood, the best frame of mind to give us a deal, basically, a better deal than we have already. Now, we've already got a better deal than everybody else. The government will be happy to say that over and over again. But of course, the tariffs that Trump is so fond of have made life much harder for us, and particularly in regards to steel. Now, other countries are paying 50%, we're only paying 25%, but we were told that that was going to go down to 0 4 months ago, and it still hasn't happened. Now, Number 10 have told me this morning that those negotiations are still ongoing, and the Prime Minister will meet the President. He will arrive by helicopter, and there will be trade meetings also with investors, and the Chancellor will be here too. And then there will be that big press conference, which could be very perilous for both of them, with some potentially very awkward questions coming, maybe over free speech, maybe over Russia, Ukraine, almost certainly over Jeffrey Epstein, a topic that neither the President or the Prime Minister wants to talk about, but I think almost certainly they're going to have to.
Keir Starmer are almost certain to formally recognise the Palestinian state in the next few days. President Trump doesn't think that they should do so. Whether he will say that in private or in public, I don't think we know, but that is clearly a point of tension.
If they're going to tell...
Yes, definitely, on the part of Downing Street. I mean, they've seen Donald Trump over the past decade in the same way that we have, so they'd be mad not to be concerned. They will hope that President Trump, as he certainly was yesterday, will be on sort of dignified and restrained form. But who knows? And there are areas of sensitivity. Obviously, the tensions between the two leaders, as I mentioned, on policy areas there. There's also, of course, the matter of Jeffrey Epstein. It is still only a week since Lord Mandelson was sacked as the UK ambassador to the US over new disclosures about the depth of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, President Trump is facing his own controversy in the US over his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, albeit prior to his convictions. So it would be a shock to me if at least one journalist does not bring that subject up. How Donald Trump might respond, well, it would be a fool's errand to predict that. Cheers.
Yeah, well.
Hey, Ray.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm not fully built it.
No worries. Thanks for telling me. But yeah, see you in 10 minutes.
None too shabby, Henry. Henry, before you go back, what time are you staying until then?
I'm staying till the end of the press.
Right. So, because we were just figuring, are you going to do a kind of 1800 round? Oh, don't worry, I'm having it. Okay. Alright. So I'm going at 5:30. So you'll stay. Facing out. So we got the cut price operation and just well, lads, I think that's a vanity photo. Well, first of all, let me get all your names together. BBC gang. Come on, get in there, Danny.
I'm going to get another box.
Well, I mean, it's 4 hours, so switching up 25 minutes. So, see for colour. Yeah, profile.
walking over there, mate. So, what's up?
Well, it's never stopped us before.
It's got a lifetime story.
Yeah.
Return a favour.
Absolutely. Right, I have to say, yeah.
Yeah, better. This is
No, it didn't mean it. No, he didn't. I mean, I'm just to my head. Down the street. Yeah, that's they listen to our office as well? Or? Yeah, they've got to go to our office. They leave their gig, but they can come. Yeah, that's the farm now. That's the farm shop. Yeah.
Correspondent from falling down. Thank you.
Yeah, which again makes me think it's more editorial reason.
start of the show.
Good. Try it. I know it's big enough. I think it's a bit. I just did kind of 46. Really, it's manually dialed it into the 56 and it's a lot better. Try it. Manually dial it. Or 9 still.
Right, bro.
Yeah. So I'm about mine up now. Yeah, so that's probably about right with this about 56 here. Yeah. Alright, I might just kind of line up there.
They're not speakers, they're actually journos, so it's not PA. So I don't know if you see the output, mate. So we get like a metre each. So BBC, what happens normally, mate, and on Sky years ago, you always get who would go first and leave a gap.
Yeah, well, that's something I listen to.
Yeah, exactly the same.
I didn't turn this one up.
There yesterday as well?
Cheers, mate. Yeah. Remain position.
I was off yesterday. Yeah, so well rested. Yeah, just on this. Ben's got the phone on.
No, this is yours. Actually, Alex.
I just think, yeah, we change.
It's not like smart dress. Like that means suit.
John might be here. I don't know the rest. Look, they might be here for one.
Glad I brought a coat.
Thank you.
They don't get anyone. He should get here at 12:30.
So I did turn that unit on, didn't I? Something I did or not. Can you hear anything?
Yes, I can hear.
Or should I just ask them?
Yeah. I'm here at Chequers, which is behind me, where I'm doing Prime Minister today, so I will post that up.
Yeah, no. I think that was what I said, but stand out.
I have. Daryl, thank you.
I'm at Chequers, which is right behind me. I'll talk to the Prime Minister today about some of the really important issues that came out of the meeting with I'll post those when I have them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm up here at Chequers.
Oh, I'm
I'm here at Chequers for the visit of US President Donald
Yes,
Trump.
thank
where
you.
I'll talk to the Prime Minister later about some of the issues that they've discussed in that building.
I have, thank you, yes. Thank you.
So if you can get level 5, one of the things I can't.
Thank you.
Well, I just think it's too confusing to ask. Let me just, that sounds good out. We have got the reality is, I just need 2 camera positions. No, we both asked after
Yes, the President had all the pleasure of that Windsor state visit yesterday, now down to business here at Chequers, talking about trade, about foreign policy, and of course there's going to be that press conference this afternoon.
The reality is, I just need 2 camera positions. No, we both asked after.
Yes, the President had all the pleasure of that Windsor state visit yesterday, now down to business here at Chequers, talking about trade, about foreign policy, and of course there's going to be that press conference this afternoon where pretty much anything might happen. don't have a Bloomberg sub, have you?
No, I can get it probably on my computer.
Because they're basically saying that Trump is. It sounds like they'd be happy to have Karen Pierce back, which begs the question: why on earth did Starmer get rid of Karen Pierce in the first place?
I can check it all.
I mean, I can say. It's saying that Trump is phoning them, which I can't say because I haven't seen it. But the noises from Washington are indicating, being reported.
Hold it for this head, and when we check it, we can say the next
Well, we'll
head.
see.
Also QR.
I'll try. Depends if they're going rap in my ear. I'll try. I didn't say it. But, you know, they need to put the QR code up if I'm going to say it and they don't put it up, then, you know, it's a total waste of time.
Have you ever seen a hair clip?
Okay, thank you.
No, that's the style. It won't.
Sorry.
Changing shadows in the background. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? I'm alright, thanks. For sure. Yes. Sounds good. Yeah, great.
Thank you.
You right?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry?
They should have taken first, because now you're going to catch me on the BBC. I've had Dean on the phone too. Come on, I don't get it. It's like,
Dean said what?
Dean said to Dean.
Can't do anything about it.
That's all right.
Hi, Nikki.
I said that's back yes.
Well, it's the latter one which definitely meant it was surprising to me. I don't know. That's the answer, I'm afraid. On the seating plan, by the way, he was sitting next to talking to the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, increasing focus on controversy within the Labour Party for his political government and the way that things are going with the Prime Minister. Anyway, I don't know. It's a straightforward and honest answer to your initial question. Well, today is the sort of political day of the state visit. So yesterday was the pageantry and the royals, and let's face it, Donald Trump's been pretty clear that's the bit of the visit that he was most excited for. Today is the more substantive elements of things. So if you think of the state visit overall as the UK trying to solidify its warm relationship with the US, I think today is Keir Starmer trying to solidify his warm relationship with President Trump.
No, you absolutely can't. And for all the incredible planning, and I think everyone is agreed that yesterday really couldn't have gone any better, apart from maybe the weather. This afternoon's press conference, I think, is definitely going to be a moment of peril. But let me just run through briefly what we're expecting before that. So, the President will arrive later this morning on Marine Force One, the helicopter. The Prime Minister and his wife came over last night following that state banquet. The Prime Minister will then show the President the Sir Winston Churchill archives, which are kept here at Chequers in Buckinghamshire. We know how much he loves having that bust of Winston Churchill back in the Oval Office. There will also be a Red Devils display. That is the British Parachute Regiment display team. So we had the Red Arrows yesterday, the Red Devils today. Coming back to me or not?
Maybe, but there'll definitely be
A lot of sound.
not least from the
Are they going to come back to me?
because Sir Keir Starmer hasn't taken the questions about it.
Oh, they're not coming back to me. Okay, all right, thanks.
This is worth reflecting on.
I don't know what happened then. Sound
The
went.
Prime Minister stood up in his back to the House of Commons and after repeated questioning from Penny Baker, the Labour Party leader, was adamant that he has full confidence in Peter Mandelson remaining acting ambassador to the US. It's only a week since the Prime Minister then reversed calls in sacking Lord Mandelson as an ambassador to the US, and still really only Very brief questions about why knowing some degree of association with Jeffrey
Okay. But he's coming by helicopter, so he'll land somewhere, but we don't get a shot of him.
it's safe to say
So he will by chance. And it's still about so I should spot up on the police
Now look, I think it's easy to imagine that if Donald Trump were coming here to the UK today, none of this investment would be happening. Obviously that's not how these companies think about investment decisions. But it is clearly a big deal and one that the UK government will want to trumpet. I'm sure we'll hear a lot from Keir Starmer about that. I think the other thing that will come up, both in the meetings and then in the press conference, is foreign policy, which is where the UK and the US aren't necessarily aligned. Strength of the friendship and all of that. On Ukraine is familiar to us now, but Keir Starmer and various Western leaders would like Donald Trump to be much more staunch in his support for Zelensky and for Ukraine in general. And then when it comes to the Middle East, in the next few days, the UK is going to formally recognise the state of Palestine. President Trump does not believe the UK should do that. So will that difference of opinion around the public view?
And then others down here. So they're interspersed.
Yeah, just deliberate, pointed comment, using the authority of the king and his office, and we know, because he keeps talking about it, that President Trump absolutely loves the monarchy and so it would be great for the UK government not to try to deploy the king in the way that they're acting. By the way, another symbolic, Ukraine-related thing worth noting is that it's a standard thing with these visits that each leader will give the other gifts. And the Prime Minister and his wife Victoria are giving Melania Trump, the First Lady, a scarf that's related to Ukrainian children. And that's interesting because President Trump has talked recently about how Melania, the First Lady, pushing stronger against Vladimir Putin.
internet, we haven't got it up there.
They have their internet.
Right, so basically, so now I've got Arsenal on the other going up there, but it's frightening because I've asked them to get driving centre, and it turns to the price that they've capped it, which means basically
They always cap it at their end, they need to uncap
they
it.
don't cap nothing. There's nothing is capped in life.
No, exactly, because they do it over there so many times, the MCR. So have a fight with them about it, not fight with them.
I wouldn't do it.
I've got one of those. But you can't look at them. I don't know, is it alright? If it's the
Long sleeve wrap with a very light pink jacket and the
But you saw 18
dress
degrees.
came down to there. And then I thought 18 degrees actually quite good. I didn't actually agree because I've always been like I don't think so. But
I need to go back.
oh yeah, I've seen it. Thank you very much. It's so helpful. Thank you.
Very quickly test it for you. Make sure it works. One's that side, one's this side. Yeah? There's one there and one here.
No, it's alright.
They say with better view on the headline.
might come by bus. I'll be back. Sorry, Itinerary. Yeah. Will you cue me? Yeah. And you'll cue me into the headline. Thank you. Where are you?
You're right, yeah, and you're perfect, yeah, that's great.
To the headline.
Sorry?
No, let's hang on a bit hot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just one.
Rebecca's got us some bags of food, one for you, one for me, one for her. So that's half of it.
And I'm Gary O'Donoghue at Chequers, where the Prime Minister will welcome the President shortly for the passing moments of this historic visit. More on BBC News during the day. Lovely.
Hi, James. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, so you'll stay on camera and to get the picture. Yeah, you can. Just, that's fine. Do you want to come to me now, very shortly? That's fine. Yeah, that's no problem. All right, thank you. Yes, the Donald Trump had all the pleasure yesterday of the pomp, the pageantry, Windsor Castle, the royal family, and today it's business, it's politics. The sense of anticipation here is quite incredible. I got here at 5 o'clock in the pitch dark. Now there are hordes of press, there's a lot of people with earpieces walking around, a load of Americans and big cars toing and froing as well, because this is really what it's all about. Yesterday was about getting Donald Trump in the best possible mood, making him feel as kindly disposed towards Britain as possible. The Royals did an incredible job. Nobody does it better, really, do they? And of course we know that Trump loves the royal family, loves the late Queen in particular, and regards the King as a good friend. Now the Prime Minister, quite strangely, given how different they are, seems to have also struck up a very good working relationship with him. He arrived here last night after the state banquet to get ready, and we're expecting the President in the next hour or so to get here. He will be greeted, then the Prime Minister will show him the Winston Churchill archives which are kept here, and there will be a Red Devils display. They are the British Parachute Regiment display team. So yesterday we had the Red Arrows, the Red Devils. Today, then President Trump and the Prime Minister will have a bilat meeting, just the two of them, and then there will be the Chancellor of the Exchequer will host a business reception with a lot of those big US investors. Of course, the government very keen to trumpet this £150 billion of inward investment from the United States into Britain over the next few years, which the government said they're going to bring 7,500 high-quality jobs across the country. And of course, trade. We are still stuck currently, aren't we, with 25% tariffs on steel, on aluminium, something that we were told 4 months ago was going to go, but they are still there. The President the other day before he got on the plane said, I'm into helping them about the British, so let's see if we have any movement on that. It didn't sound like that was going to come. Also, of course, Ukraine will be under discussion. The government would dearly love for Donald Trump to make good on some of the occasional threats he makes towards Putin and actually do something to punish him. Also, Gaza, a very difficult situation, and we know that the government is likely to recognise Palestine in the coming days, something that will not go down well with the US. But the press conference, I think, could be exceedingly awkward this afternoon. Back in 2019, when it was Theresa May was here, it was quite embarrassing. Donald Trump freewheels. You never know what he's going to say. He loves the television. He loves the cameras. He backed Boris Johnson for the next PM. He said that Sadiq Khan was a stone cold loser. And I think the situation now even more awkward, because we've got a Prime Minister down on his luck, fighting battles within his own party, all these scandals, and of course top of the list of things that journalists are bound to want to mention is Jeffrey Epstein, the E word, the word that the royal family doesn't want to mention, Donald Trump doesn't want to have mentioned, the Prime Minister doesn't want to have mentioned either, because only last week he ended up sacking the US ambassador, Peter Mandelson, over his links to Jeffrey Epstein. So I think the press conference, I think there'll be a lot of anxiety about just how that is going to go. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you for just staying here, apparently.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
All right.
No idea.
It's due to happen at 10.
Yeah. Great. Who's going to take me? Huh? Over here. Okay.
Will you stay out there? Where are you going to be?
Where's Taylor?
I'll be out of your way. Okay. I'm not going to
Come out, is it?
You'll be over there because I'm going to stop.
Hey, you've got some good reception because I'm going into the castle and I won't be able to send anything for like the next 40 minutes.
Oh. Yeah, well, the guest Wi-Fi actually, we had luck yesterday. Like, we were right over there by the door where we could access the guest Wi-Fi.
What do they call this lawn? Is it the parade?
Quadrangle.
Quadrangle?
Yeah.
Quadrangle, yeah. Thank you.
No worries.